Hey, everybody. I guess I'm back. Everything seems to be working. I hope, fingers crossed. Haven't tried to upload yet, but we'll see what's happening. Um, 2 more weeks. We're almost to the end here. And I gotta say right now, these projects look wonderful. There's some really great stuff. If you haven't checked out the Padlet, where people put up works in progress, you can be blown away. I'm just really impressed by some wonderful work, and not just how they look, but the content. You know, how you've addressed the audience, you've done the thing that you set out to do. Really good stuff. And how you feel about it is what goes in the writer's statement. If you haven't gotten that done yet, and you don't want to get it, you can't get it done until this weekend, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Um, that one, it's pretty short, and it's really just you thinking through what you did. It's like we've done this metacognitive reflection thing before, where like athletes and musicians, actors, instructors, um, think back through what they did and think about the things that the problems they had, uh, how they would fix them, how they would do it differently moving forward. And it's sort of a way of just really thinking through what you did so you can do similar things in the future. It also sort of just gives you practice in thinking about your process and how you go by getting things done so that you could, again, that's something else you can take to future classes. So that said, so that writer's statement you can do on Saturday is fine. It's fine if you haven't got it done. So what we're doing now is we're just moving into the final portfolio. And the reason I'm giving you a little bit of grace period for the writer's statement is that I've tweaked the final portfolio assignment a little bit. I think a lot of you will be very happy. There has been some terrific work this term. I keep looking for reasons to mark people down, and I can't. It's just really good essays and assignments. Lots of 4.5s and fives. Really, really good work. So the final portfolio is meant to give you a chance to do another draft, another revision. And if you don't need to do a revision, I don't see any reason why you should. What's more important is the final reflection. So let me go over to share my screen here, which I haven't done in a while. And I'll show you what screen sharing. I think I've shared too much. I want to bypass. Okay, I think I got the whole thing. So hold on, let me unshare and I'll try again. Stop share. Let's try this share thing again. Just want to do homepage. There we go. I was giving you everything and you didn't need to see that. There's no reason for it. Okay, so what I've done here, let me go over to go here to content. And this is final portfolio, which is here, right? These are the instructions. And I'll just walk you through it really quickly. There's two parts of the final portfolio, which is worth 50% of your grade. Now, you've already done a bunch of it. You just don't even know it yet. The first part is the final revisions. Now, there are three options here I'm giving you for final revisions. If you're happy with your grades on both units 1 and 2, all you need to do, it says right here, is write a paragraph explaining why, and then putting in a doc, and then posting it, in the final revisions assignment section in the Brightspace, which is this back over here, and this one. So if you go to assignments, final portfolio revisions. Okay, so if you don't want to revise one or two, if you don't want to revise either one of them, you just write me a short statement of why. If you don't want to do it and you think it's fine and you don't have to go into any great detail, and just upload it there. Okay, so that make that simple. That's option one. Let's go back to this. Option two is if you want to revise one but not the other, you'll do this final revisions thing, which is down here, which I'll go through in just a second. But you don't even have to pretend to revise both of them. You just add a paragraph at the top of that revision of whichever one you did and say, I'm choosing not to revise unit 1 because I think it's good and I got a good grade and I don't want to do it again. That's fine. That's fair. Now, the third option is if you want to do a revision of both 1 and 2, you'll do what I'm about to talk about here, okay? Now you can, and the second part of the final portfolio is this final reflection, which is about 1,000 words. It's pretty long. It's kind of like the writer's statement, but it's about the whole term, right? And there are real specific instructions on how to do it, which I'm going to go through here. So you can upload any other work that you want, or say in your final reflection, I'd like you to take a look at this as part of my final grade too, but you don't have to revise unit 3 because you just did it, right? And they're also good, and yeah, you don't need to. So if you're going to revise something, either 1 essay or 2, this is what you have to do. You're going to revise the essay, and at the top of each essay, add a paragraph at the beginning explaining what you did to revise it and why. And forget it, you don't need this. Okay. Oh, it's not on here, but I'll take this off. You don't need this. Explaining what you did to revise it and why you did that. Okay, and you need to sort of mention what you got from the feedback that you got, what influenced you to make those revisions and changes, that kind of stuff, right? It helps me when I go back to the first draft and compare it to the revisions. Just let me know. So you can upload both essays, the doc, whatever, in the assignments area, because as you know, you can upload more than one version of it, a draft and then another draft. So you can upload the revised drafts and the document into the final revisions, and I'll get them both there. Okay. Again, you don't have to revise unit 3, but if you want to change it, after I take a look at it, or you just want to change it over the weekend, that's great. You can do that. Okay. Now the final reflection, this is the long one. This is the bigger one. This is the more important one. This is where you really think through the term. Okay, just think through what you did. What was it like taking an asynchronous class? What changed in your writing, or if anything? How was it doing revisions? Just sort of what happened this term. Favorite, least favorite assignment, and why, sort of your overall attitude toward the class, toward your writing process. Again, this is yet another sort of personal essay, like units 1 and units 2 were, but this is about you and your journey through the term. Okay. These questions will just get you thinking about what to write. You don't have to please don't answer them all in bullet order, right? Don't do that. Write me an essay. Tell me what happened this term. I think this is just for brainstorming. Okay, so what I'll be grading on, the reflections, if you're going to do a reflection, all reflections, these final reflections, they have to have 3 quotes from your own writing this semester. Something that you thought about or what was particularly interesting, explain why you put the quotes in there. It can be from a comments that you made in Perusal. It can be something that you put up on Padlet you thought was good. It can be something from one of your essays. It could be just about anything. Okay, so you're going to be quoting yourself. You are your own authority about you, right? Nobody else is an authority about you but you. So, authority. So quote yourself 3 times. That's what we're looking for. Explain why you've chosen them and make them part of your essay. What I'll be grading on is, does it make a point? Okay. Tell me, sort of overall what happened this term. Make it a nice beginning, middle, and end, but don't make it look like a 5-paragraph essay. I'll kill you if you do that. Okay, it doesn't have to be, you can have paragraphs, short paragraphs, not 1,000-word paragraph, please. You already know how I feel about those. So, break it up, make it easy for me to read, right? Use subheads if you want, whatever you want to do. Add the quotes, proofread it. And then these are a couple of examples of final reflections. Let's see if I can get to them. I'll have to go back and think they're not on here. I don't know why it's not opening, but let me see if I can copy them. Copy, paste. Okay, so here's a couple of final reflections. This was from one of my students. In fact, both of them are. This was from last term. Okay, so there are a couple of these on there that you can take a look at. Two of them, right? So here's the bottom line for the final portfolio, which is the last assignment of the term. The final revisions of units 1 and 2 or 2, right? Using those options. You don't have to revise anything. Just let me know that. You can revise one, but let me know why you don't want to revise the other one, or you can revise all 3. And I forgot to put option 3 on here. Okay, I'll do that. I'll go back on the source document and do it there. Okay, and then the final reflection. Now, these are all due the end of the day, Thursday, the 22nd, which is the end of class. The grades are due 5 days later, and so I really need them on the 22nd. So please don't turn them in late. If something horrible happens, and you need to, make some adjustments, just DM me on Slack and we'll work it out. Right now, I think that's pretty clear. Let me know if you have questions about it. Something else I was going to say, which I now have immediately forgotten. Can't remember. It'll come to me eventually. It's about Slack. Oh, well, I don't remember. Okay, so I think that's it. That's all there is to this. So what you're doing now is I'm going to stop share, getting your writer statement up, getting your project in if you haven't got it done. I'll try to get to those in the next, I got class tomorrow and Friday, but I'll get to them as quickly as I can in case you want to make some revisions on it. Oh, I know what I was going to do. I finally dawned on me. I was going to go back over here and just show you here everything is right as usual. And that's about it. There's nothing else to do, nothing else to read. I think on the course schedule it says to read Annie Lamott, but we've actually already done that. This one's not good. This one. Okay. That's it. Now this is to read this week to read In Perusal, Thinking About Revision. I'm not going to make you do that. You can if you want to. It's very short. And it's a really nice piece about revising. So, but don't worry about this. So this is the schedule for this week and next week, right? So you're working on these things, finishing up the term. And it also says here to DM me your intentions about what you want to revise. That's great. And I would like to see the first paragraph of your final reflection, just sort of your intro paragraph. Now, you'll probably change it, but just sort of off the top of my head, this is kind of what I want to write about when I talk about this term. You can go back and change it, but I just want to get, sort of the general direction that you're going in on this final reflection. Because, as we all know, it's hard to start. Starting is tough. So if you just do some shitty first draft, first paragraph, and DM me or email me if you'd rather, the first paragraph of that final reflection, at least you'll get a start going on this thing. Because it's 1,000 words long. It's, it's fairly long. It shouldn't be hard, but just drop it in the Slack or email it to me and I'll give you my feedback on it. Okay. So I will put these in the announcements page, and also in the content area. Again, I'm going to make this perusal optional, but I would strongly recommend that you read it, especially if you're going to revise, or if you're interested in the revision process and some ideas about how to think about revision. All right. So I think that's that. And stop share. So let me know about how things are and stay in touch, and can't wait to look at the projects and the writer statements. So I will check in next week. Bye.